What's up everyone, I hope everyone is doing well. So today we are going to talk about when should you change strategy. The topic for this video came because someone sent me a message on Instagram, and if you guys want to enter in contact with me, send me a message on Instagram or Discord and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. But this person asked me, how do you deal with losses? Because he was running minus 2% on his Prop Firm Live account and his verification stage. And he asked me, how do you handle losses? But the key part of the question to me was the second part, because he asked, when should I change my strategy? But the first thing that came to mind was the fact that we always, in trading and life, we have to think in probabilities, because there's always a probability of you being wrong, no matter how high the probability is of you being right, unless the probability is 100%, which normally is not the case. But I'm going to tell you right now, I have a number written right here, and I want you to name 6 numbers from 1 to 10, which means that you will have a 60% chance of getting the number that I have written here right. So go ahead, choose those numbers, and I'll give you 5 seconds and I will show you the number that I have. So I have here the number 6, and some of you might have not chosen number 6, and that's perfectly fine, because the probability of you saying 6 is much higher than the probability of you not saying 6. But that doesn't mean that you are not wrong. But probabilities were on your side. Most of you probably chose 6. And the reason I'm trying to say this is because even though the probability was high, there are people that watched this and they didn't say number 6. Does that mean that they made the wrong choice? No, not really. They simply didn't hit the number that I chose. And that's all probabilities playing out. And the same thing happens with trading. We have a trading plan that has an expected profit ratio, it has an expected strike rate, which means how many in 100 trades do you get right, so how many trades you get right in 100 trades, and your strike rate might be 20%, 60%, 80%. It all will then have to play with your risk reward, your average risk reward, to know if that's a reliable, profitable strategy. And one thing that I would recommend is going to equitycurvesimulator.com and actually put the stats down of your strategy in that website, so you can understand what the profit expectancy of your strategy is. So let's even do this quickly. Okay, so let's say that the start equity is 100,000. Our win probability is 40% with a average risk reward of 5-1. This would be a great strategy. With 100 trades, risking 1%, let's even put 0.5. So this is not as... Okay. This is going to show you what your expectation is. Your biggest drawdown, which is going to be 6.8%, your average max drawdown, which is 4%, and your average performance is 115%. Now, the reason that this is important is because you need to understand that even though you might have a really good strategy, you are still going to have losing trades. You might even have a number of losing trades. But I want you to also keep in mind that a lot of the times our psychology starts playing games with us, which means we start taking losing trades. And that's when we start questioning things, and that's exactly what our mind wants to do, because we're not comfortable when we have a funded account. Like, it's something new, it's a little bit of chaos, so we're not as confident, so our mind wants to go back into that comfortable state. So it starts throwing that account away. And so what I told that person is to go back to the drawing board, go back to those trades that he took a loss on, and ask himself the most important question: was this trade in my trading plan, yes or no? And this is great because you can only have 2 answers: yes, and if it was, then perfect, you move on, it was probabilities playing out. Or no, which means, okay, I made a mistake. What was this mistake? And you can learn from that mistake and avoid those mistakes further down the line. Granted, of course, this is not that linear. We still have emotions involved with trading and so on, but our biggest goal is to almost have a rational process most of the time, like 95% of the time being rational in the markets. And the way that we can do this is by going back into the trades that we've taken, going back maybe to those drawdown periods and understand what happened here. Was it probabilities or was it my mind playing tricks on me? This is a very important distinction to make. So to answer the question of when you should change strategy, I would say give it a little bit of time. If you've backtested the strategy and it works, and it has worked, and that's maybe what made you pass a funded account or whatever, then probably, most probably, it's your fault that you're taking losses that are simply not working out. If it's not probabilities, then it's psychological, and if it's probabilities, then you know that winners are coming too. But the problem right here is that when you are trading a strategy and it starts giving you losses, we look for the easy way out. We look for something else to blame. We don't think about taking responsibility. We're just like, yeah, the strategy is the problem, let me move on. And this creates such a negative cycle of you going into a strategy, getting losses, new strategy, losses, new strategy, losses, and you never stick to one thing. So even though, to myself, I think there's absolutely no problem in changing things a little bit if you are looking to do that, if you are always backtesting what you are changing, or if you completely change, stick to something. Stick to something. Maybe look at various trading styles and then think, okay, I like this one better, I like this one better, and then you start creating your own trading style, or at least understanding how you like to trade. So let me tell you again, the only way that you are going to become successful in trading is if you take responsibility for your results. It's not blaming a strategy, it's not by blaming the market, it's not by blaming manipulation that you're going to get somewhere. Everything that happens within trading, it's your fault. You chose that course. You chose to backtest this data. You chose to take this trade. You're never being held at gunpoint to take a trade. So anything that happens, you need to take responsibility for it. And that's the most powerful thing that you can do psychologically. Because if you take responsibility and you say, okay, this was my problem, this was me being way too emotional, what you can do is you can fix that. If it's not within your control, you can't fix it. So think of the fact that you have to take responsibility for your own actions when you are trading as something very, very positive, because that's exactly what it is. You can change what is going wrong in your trading, and that's what's powerful about trading. It's an individual task, so that's what makes it powerful, the fact that you are in control of what you do on a daily basis. And what you do on the daily basis, those routines are going to be what define your results. If you don't like your results, look at what you're doing every single day. Is it in line with what a consistently profitable trader should be doing? Probably not. Or if it is, then there's maybe something technical that you still need to work on. But don't take the easy route and blame a strategy directly. I see this so much everywhere where people, the first thing that they do is blame the strategy and say, this one is better, this one is better, this one is better. It's all fantasies. Everyone is going to take losses. Every strategy takes losses. And you need to understand which one is suitable for you. And then, and only then, can you actually become successful. Once you stick to something, once you found something that you really, really enjoy, and you stick to it, no matter if you are taking losses or wins, of course, also adapting with the market. And you'll see that once your processes are consistent, your results will start reflecting that. So yeah, I hope this helps anyone. Let me know in the comment section below if it did, and I will see you this Saturday. Peace.